All right, welcome to 10-Minute Book Club. We are on page 60, halfway through, and I'm going to start the timer. All right, do you want to finish the story, Shannon, since you started it yesterday?
Sure. Were we just at that second paragraph?
Yeah, the Stacy met Rose.
Yeah, okay. Stacy met Rose for coffee, came with a list of hundreds of names she was ready to give Rose as referrals, and when she heard the opportunity, she decided to come to a meeting to hear more for herself. I happened to be hosting the meeting that night, and in walked Stacy. My stomach hit the floor. She joined us. Stacy ended up being the top recruiter in the company that year. She just earned her company car, and I have no doubt she will be a $1 million earner someday too. You heard the story of the $50 million woman earlier. I guess you could call this my $50 million mistake, considering the substantial sales Stacy's team is creating. Shoulda, woulda, coulda? Of course, I'm thrilled for Stacy and Rose, but how many know you only have to learn that type of lesson once? Now, if someone comes to mind, I follow that little tug in my heart. I have a professional sense of urgency. I call them immediately, and I think, which is greater, the risk or the reward? The worst thing they will say is no. You won't die. I have yet to die doing this business. The best thing they will say is yes. And they change your life, their life, and countless other lives too, just as Stacy, Rose, and their upline, Vicky and Prudy, are doing today. By the way, they've created one of the strongest teams in the company.
I say that to myself all the time. Are you going to die?
Yeah.
Because our brain tries to tell us that we're going to die if we reach out to someone. We're not. Or like even with my weight loss and like eating, I'm like, okay, if I don't eat that, am I going to die? No. Okay. So funny.
That does put it in perspective. Don't prejudge anyone. You don't know what their hopes, dreams, desires, or financial situation are. Usually, the most well-connected, successful, busy people get it first and they run with it. It's our job to share, and it's their job to decide. Remember, if we can share what we're doing with everyone, they can all plug in as a customer, consultant, or to help us in creating all new connections. But they can only do that if they know what you're doing and if you share your story with them. Make this your mantra. Sharing with 5 contacts a day keeps leads coming my way. Remember to keep your mind and your mouth open. Then your business is open. You never know when or where you'll find your next rock star. The whole world is a lead. Chapter 6, Power Presenting.
You can keep going if you want.
Sure, that's fine. We talked about how to find people to prospect. Now I bet you're wondering what to say next when you have got your prospect's attention. I want to talk for a moment about the power of stories. There's a saying in our profession, facts tell and stories sell. We can share facts and figures about our business until we're blue in the face, but something magical happens when people emotionally connect to our stories and experiences. When I work with a new distributor on creating their list and discuss who to share the business with, we also work on what to say. I do an exercise where I have them go through their phone, Facebook, and a memory jogger to write down their list of names. I then have them star the top candidates, tell me who they are and why they chose them, and we brainstorm on a way to approach them. One of the most meaningful things we can do when prospecting is to share our personal story. I believe it's really important for you to take the time to work with your team on developing their business story. Your story about the business is something you can share at meetings, events, and your business launch events and on calls. Here's a good format to help you create your story. Who are you? Share your background, a little about yourself and what you do. Why were you looking for an opportunity? How did you find your business? Why did you join? What results have you seen or hope to see? And what has excited you the most? Save the best for last. What are you the most excited about accomplishing? Or if you've been in the business, what are your most exciting achievements? Make it meaningful. What will this business do for your family? Here's an example of a business story. Quote, I was a teacher by trade, looking for extra income as my job stability was really suffering from the economy. My friend Chris introduced me to the business. What initially attracted me was the ability to supplement my income in part-time hours around the needs of my family and classroom. Um, in very part-time hours, I have been able to supplement my teaching income, and with my growing business, I'm on track to match my teaching income by the end of the year. This business is providing me the security that our family needs without having to worry about budget cuts.
I love that she says with like just straight, it just sounds like factual. Like, I'm on track to match my teaching income by the end of the year. So, like if we have goals, we can say them, like we don't
Yeah,
have to hide in shame or hide in like fear. Like if our health isn't exactly where we wanted it to be, like we can say, well, I'm on track to lose this much weight by the end of the year, or I'm on track to, whatever it
yeah,
might be. Like I just love that confidence.
awesome. Okay, so continuing. When prospects hear you share your story with conviction, they will be moved to want to learn more and find out how it can change their life. Make sure you smile, exude energy and excitement, and don't use wimpy phrases like I hope or I wish. Use strong statements like with this business we are planning to. I highly recommend working on your story as you begin making your calls to people on your list. Send it to your sponsor to review. Practice, then you'll be ready to roll.
Love that. Do you want to keep going? Or do you want me to take a turn?
You can take it. I need a drink.
Okay. Power prospecting. Let's move right into how you reach out to your prospects by sharing what you're up to and then inviting them to hear more. I'll be sharing with you how to reach out to people you know, people who've been referred to you, and people you meet when you're out and about. Excuse me. Direct approach. When you go to approach people who are close to you and you're comfortable, be direct. These are usually friends or people you feel really comfortable picking up the phone and sharing just about anything with. For these people, I might say something like, Hey Debbie, it's Sarah. I'm so excited to share something with you. Do you have just a minute? Great. I've been dying to tell you about my new business that's expanding in your area. You're one of the first people I thought of sharing this with. Do you have just a few minutes so I can share more? Then share your story, how you found your company, why you chose it, and what you're most excited about doing for you. About it doing for you. Your business story. See how she's leading with the business? All right, for example, as you know, I've been facing layoffs teaching, and I've always desired to do for my family what I've done for so many others. When I heard how I can start my own business part-time around my full-time career, it really got my attention. This will eventually allow me to be able to retire and pursue my passion of becoming a full-time hands-on mom. I'm so excited. So, Debbie, I wanted to share more about what this is and see if you're excited about it too, or if you know anyone who may be. We're looking for partners to join us in business. Do you have a quick minute so I can share more? Indirect referral approach is another approach, can be an indirect approach or a referral-based approach. This may be for someone you know from a professional level, really admire, or maybe more of an acquaintance. For them, your approach may sound something like this. Hello, Susie, it's Sarah. I'm calling you for a reason today. Do you have just a few minutes? I wanted to first start by saying how much I admire you. Pay them a genuine compliment. I know you've built an incredible network in Chicago. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I am building my business there, and I immediately thought of you because I know how well networked and respected you are. I'm hoping I can share more about what we're doing and who we're looking to partner with as we expand there, as well as see if this is a good fit for anyone you know in the area. I'd love to pick your brains and get ideas of how to expand my business there. Do you have just a few minutes so I could share more? She's so business minded. Like it blows my mind because I I mean maybe that's her strong suit, but for me, like I tend to just like connect with them on like, I don't know, like a more caring level, but I feel like maybe that's why, and it's okay, like I'm glad, but I recruit more customers than business people because I'm not leading with the business. I'm not talking it like a business. And so I just wonder if I got more business like, if I would recruit more business builders. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think there's a way to like mesh it with your own personality that might sound a little different, but still talk about the business, you know? Remember, this is a similar approach to what Rose used with Stacy, seeking her credibility and expertise and reaching out to her to pick her brain and ask for referrals. Stacy saw the opportunity for herself and joined Rose. Okay, that's all the time we have, so we'll start 67 tomorrow. That's a good one. That's a good one. I just like that the theme of this book is leading with the business. And it's just so interesting because I think we leave that out a lot. Like we have our systems where, you know, we get people sharing naturally, and that is so important. But we can also bring in the business aspect too. And I think that's something maybe we leave out a lot. So I love that. Thanks, Shannon, for joining me.